Alright guys, thank you for those who have been waiting patiently. We're getting ready to start the next round. While our players are getting ready, we have Mike and Alex here. While our players are getting ready, I just want to mention that the Lorcana Challenge tickets are going on sale at noon Eastern Time, so that's approximately 38 minutes from now. We are actually going to pause the timer in the round and the tournament completely for all of those who are looking to buy tickets. So you will see play paused momentarily during this round. We have Alex and Mike on table one, and the players are now rolling to see who gets to go first. Looks like Alex won the die roll, so we will get to see what he is playing here. Alex, I know, is on Sapphire and Steel, and I'm not sure which mic this is, so I will find his deck list momentarily after we get started. All right, players still shuffling up here.
Michael Walters. What are you saying?
Okay, looks like we have Michael Walters and Alex Hansen. Michael Walters from the Dayton, Ohio area, and Alex from the Columbus, Ohio area. Michael on Ruby Amethyst and Alex on Sapphire Steel. And Mike starts off the game with a Chatterbox Followers on turn one here. Alex looking like he's holding multiple Fishbone Quills, a Baboon, McDuck Manor, etc. Choosing to ink the McDuck Manor, knowing that it's not very good in this matchup, and choosing to Baboon the Chatterbox Followers, really not wanting Mike to get additional card draw there. This is round two. These Mike and Alex are both 1-0. Alex choosing to ink the bell in his hand and going to use the Fishbone Quill on the Lucky Dime. Let's see if that comes back to hurt him. Lucky Dime being one of the really strong cards in this matchup against Ruby Amethyst, but prioritizing ink currently. Mike's going to ink a Merlin Goat, knowing that he will be fine with that. Merlin Goat being one of the first cards that Ruby Amethyst player will usually ink, just prioritizing board presence over anything else. Really wanting to get a 3-drop down so he can sink friends or potentially bounce some stuff as well. Alex getting a Popsicle online and doing what Sapphire does best, casting the Flaversham and drawing 2 additional cards and using the Fishbone Quill to get ramped up really quickly. And yeah, here we go with Mike singing Friends, drawing the 2 free cards. Friends on the other side. Man, you gotta love that card. Just any control players or people that love card advantage, free 2 cards is the best way to go. Mike thinking over his options, having plenty of cards in their hand. Looks like a Madam Fox and a Be Prepared towards the top here. Probably thinking about foxing the crab this turn, but might want to hold that off, hopefully to bait Alex into questing with the Flaversham and then being able to remove it the following turn. Instead, Mike chooses to ink the fox and go ahead in a more aggressive line, playing out the Queen's Castle immediately, knowing that Alex is not playing Ruby and doesn't have much to deal with that outside of Rise of the Titans. Alex choosing to quest for 1 and okay, and deciding to pop the Fishbone Quill here, drawing 2 additional cards, and looks like he got 2 popsicles off of that. Drawing a Grab Your Swords off the first popsicle, inking a hook, and then choosing to play a giant Tinkerbell. That will allow him to at least put some board pressure down here. But as we see Mike kind of riffling through his cards, we do see a Pinocchio, a Dragonfire, etc. Mike having plenty of options to be able to deal with the Tinkerbell. Mike gains 2 off of the Queen's Castle. I guess it's really a point of what does Mike want to do on this turn? Does he want to try to remove the Tinkerbell? I think he even has options to get rid of the Flaversham if he chooses. He has a Dragonfire, yep, and we've seen it move to the top of the hand, and he does indeed get rid of the Tinkerbell, prioritizing the health of that castle. Alex already on 7 ink to Mike's 5, so this is going to start to be a dicey situation once Alex gets to the 12 to 13 ink count. It can be pretty difficult for the Ruby Amethyst player to keep up with the amount of threats getting put on board. We got additional. Alex has got a couple of turns until Be Prepared is being played, so I'm sure he'll be thinking about what is valuable to get on the board for at least 1 turn. Looks like Sad Beast could be making a play here, maybe also the Smee. Choosing to draw first. Picking up a Let It Go, which is not very useful at the moment. You see, he does have an additional Fishbone Quill. Looks like 2 Smees, a Bell, and Grab Your Swords in hand. So Alex really got a wealth of options deciding what he wants to prioritize. And we do see a Beast come through. And I believe we see a Madame Medusa in Mike's hands. Alex choosing to ink the Fishbone Quill and go ahead and play the Smee. And he'll send it back over to Mike here. Mike looks to have ran out of card draw, but he has a strong board presence here. Playing the Medusa on the Sad Beast. And again, keeping the Queen's Castle just as healthy as can be. It's really putting Alex in a difficult position, knowing that he needs to find a way to get rid of this Queen's Castle, but whatever he plays, he knows that Mike is coming up on 7 next turn for the Be Prepared turn. Drawing a couple of additional cards. No Rise of the Titans. I'm going to check Alex's list real quick to see if he has any or how many he has in the deck. Looks like Alex has chosen not to go with Rise of the Titans for this event. I'm assuming he thought that there would be not that many locations and chose to further his matchups into Steel even better. It's really going to hurt him in this matchup, though. We do see quite a bit of Ruby Amethyst here today. We've seen 10 of the 40 players show up with Ruby Amethyst, so almost a fourth of the field here. Alex going to play yet another Tinkerbell to try to force some board presence here. Still weighing options if he wants. Looks like he's trying to decide what to ink and if he should play another Smee. Choosing to ink the bell, and then looks like we're setting up for a challenge into the castle. Actually choosing to not challenge in, and Mike will gain an additional 2 lore, going up to 7. Questing 2 additional, going up to 9 now. And yep, here we go. Turn 7, Be Prep. Coming from Michael Walters here. Alex playing fairly quick. Probably doesn't have that many options left here. He does have some gas in the form of Fishbone Quill and Flaversham, though. Now up to 10 total ink. Looks like he has a Gaston, but he's definitely not going to be able to play it this turn. And then choosing to play the Smee and pass it back over to Mike. All right, Mike playing the Maleficent for some additional card draw, but he looks like we got a Friends on the other side, a Chernbox Follower, and a Pinocchio in hand. Nothing extremely powerful outside of just Friends. Probably going to choose to hardcast Friends here to try to reset with some additional board control. And I believe he has chosen not to ink yet. He does pick the Chernbox Followers just to set him up for more success next turn, and we'll move the Maleficent over to the castle and pass the turn. All right, Alex here with 10 ink. Really has a wealth of different options. Deciding what he wants to do, I imagine the Gaston is probably at least going to be played here, um, just to try to find additional answers. He can always cast swords on this one on the left side to prevent additional card draw. It's like we got a Beast, a Captain Hook, and a Flaversham off the top. Looks like Alex chose the Beast here. And he will cast Grab Your Swords just to get rid of one on the left side and prevent the card draw from Mike. And finally getting some damage across the board here. Looks like we have another Friends on the other side here for Michael. Looks like Maui and a Pinocchio as well. Pinocchio, the Gaston, and Maui into the Gaston here. Pinocchio being one of the newer additions to Ruby Amethyst, hoping to deal with a lot of Ursulas that might be causing problems. We don't really have a good representation of Emerald here today. We got one Ruby Emerald deck. Looks like 3 Emerald Steel and 1 Emerald Amethyst. So 5 Emerald decks total. I'm assuming Alex will probably get rid of this Queen's Castle this turn. Looks like quite a bit of strong cards remaining in the hand. Getting rid of both the Maui and the Pinocchio. And then challenging into the Queen's Castle to get a clean board slate on Mike's side. Really strong for Alex there. And still has 6 ink. This is where the Sapphire Steel deck starts to take over. Can he close out the game, though, before Mike is able to get to those final 7 lore that he needs? Alex weighing his options and choosing not to go ahead and play the Beast. Scared of the Be Prepared, which Michael actually did not have in top decks. So a little Nostradamus action from Alex here, predicting the Be Prepared off the top, and luckily he gets to save his Sad Beast for another turn. Choosing to quickly play the Mickey Mouse and the Beast, and passing the turn back with just a lucky dime and Grab Your Swords in hand. Man, that was in some insane predictions. But good play by Alex, just knowing that really the only thing that brings Mike back into the game is to be prepared and holding off one additional turn on that Beast. Mike hard casting Friends on the other side, and then playing a Maleficent to try to get some card advantage back here. Looks like Mike is holding a Fishhook and a Jim Hawkins and Sorcerer's Castle. Mike can definitely get there if need be. All right, let's see what Alex chooses to do this turn. All right, Alex playing the Lucky Dime, looking to kind of close out the game here without any other options really on the board, and then questing with Mickey also. Alright, Alex starting to gain some lore here and pass the turn over after choosing not to quest with the beast. Mike looks like he picked up a Pinocchio off the top here. Choosing to play the Jim Hawkins and yet another Queen's Castle, which can present some uh, difficult choices here for Alex. Looks like Alex does have a Zeus in hand, though, to help cut this castle down. Mike choosing to pump the Maleficent and then play a Pinocchio to be able to take the beast out, negating Alex's card advantage. This one could, game one could really come down to the wire here. Either player could really take this. Alex doing a quick check to see how many cards Mike has in hand, and Mike has none. Um, Develop Your Brain shows a Let It Go and a McDuck Manor. Um, I think Alex might choose the Let It Go here to just prevent the additional lore gain from Jim Hawkins. McDuck Manor being able to win you the game, but not very good. Look, if you're coming from behind. And Alex decides he needs some more information to make the right decision, so checking the yard for how many Be Prepareds and other Mauis have been played. Didn't quite catch what Alex picked, but I'm assuming this is... Oh, okay, this is a Grab Your Sword. Getting rid of the Pinocchio and then dealing 5 with the Zeus and then finishing it off with a Captain Hook. Questing for 1, I believe. 2 with the Mickey, with the Lucky Dime. And then passing back over to Mike. Looks like Alex now has 1 card in hand. It is either that McDuck Manor or Let It Go. Mike deciding he's got to win the game now, so he chooses to quest with Jim Hawkins and then bounce with the Madam M Snake and replay it. And okay, choosing to give Jim Hawkins evasive at the end of the turn. Having just enough ink to be able to do all of that in 1 turn. Alex now facing down an additional 3 lore per turn. Chooses to play a Gaston. We see a Whole New World, Cogsworth, and a Mr. Smee here. None of them really providing Alex with answers immediately. He could have cast a Whole New World, but that presents a lot of different problems for the matchup. Choosing to play the McDuck Manor here, and then quest for 2/5 with the Gaston on the Lucky Dime, showing lethal next turn, absent a solution from Mike. Mike with no cards in hand should not be able to get to 20. The Lucky Dime really proving its power here in this matchup, being able to get that 3 lore quickly off of the just played Gaston is really important. We see Mike mulling over a Medusa, which doesn't look like it's going to be able to handle the game, handle Alex's board, and he does. Alex does win game 1, really coming down to the wire there. That was a really good game back and forth. Mike starting off early with a lot of aggression, and Queen's Castle gaining a ton of lore, but Alex able to claw it back through additional Gastons and Lucky Dime. Lucky Dime really kind of solidifying this matchup, making it heavily in favor of Blue Steel. Uh, just purely because of the ability to race with the Gastons. Everybody in chat, hope you're enjoying the stream here from Cerberus Den here in the Cincinnati, Ohio area. We greatly appreciate them supporting the competitive local Lorcana community. This is the biggest event they've held yet, and we're excited for others in the future. All right, both players shuffling up. Just to give a little bit of background on these players' history, Michael Walters, he was a top four player here in SCG Con Cincinnati back in at the beginning of the year, January 4th, in the 5K. A well-known Ruby Amethyst player in the Dayton, Ohio area. Alex Hansen is from Columbus, Ohio, and has been posting a lot of top results as well within that region. Alex recently went to SCG Con Philadelphia and got uh, top 32 playing Emerald Steel. Decided to switch it up today a little bit and play Sapphire Steel. We are getting ready to pause the tournament here in a couple of minutes just to make sure that everyone is able to um, take their phone out and register and get tickets for the Lorcana Challenge in Atlanta. So we will be pausing this momentarily, and I will be putting up a timer whenever that starts. If any of you are unaware and are interested, Lorcana Challenge is going to be the first organized play event Ravensburger is hosting. They're going to host one in North America and Europe on the same date, May 28th. And the tickets are going on sale in North America for the Atlanta one in approximately 11 minutes. We see both players here starting off with their ideal turn one play. Chernobog's followers for Mike on the play, and Popsicle for the Sapphire Steel player on turn one as well. Mike choosing to ink a Friends on the other side and play a Madam M Fox, choosing not to trigger the Chernobog's followers. Prioritizing the 3/3 body from the Madam M Snake immediately. All right, guys. Thanks for waiting. Um, I don't know about you guys, but out of a room of 40 people, we got, I think, approximately 5 of us got tickets for the thing, and then everybody else got waitlisted. So we'll see how that works out. Hopefully, they make some more capacity available, but we'll see. They did mention that on stream. All right, so we're starting back here with round two. Alex won game one. Thanks everyone for sticking with us and through the delay. We have Blue Steel on the right with Alex and Michael Walters on the left. Uh, Daniel Phelps did get registered and is here playing today. I haven't been able to check in with him and see what his record is, but he is registered. Yeah, it looks like a few of you guys. Did he get registered for Atlanta? I'm not sure. Um, yeah, looks like a few of you guys got waitlisted as well. We have started round two back though, and our players are going through the motions here. So looks like we got a Tinkerbell on Alex's side to a snake, a Maleficent, and a Merlin Rabbit. Uh, Mike choosing to ink a Jim Hawkins here, going up to 5 ink, and choosing to Dragonfire the Tinkerbell. Looks like he's going to go low to the ground strategy and try to get this game two here. Alex, not really with a lot of decisions, choosing to go straight with the Gaston. And he's going to look at his hand really quickly and try to figure something out here. So, mulling over his options, I think he has Popsicle, the Beast from set one, which is a new tech that a lot of people are putting in Blue Steel. And I didn't quite catch the third card. It might be a Let It Go. Looks like he actually does take the third card. And choosing to activate his Fishbone Quill, and then playing a Develop Your Brain, looking at a Cogsworth and another Popsicle. Popsicle, not really what Alex is looking for quite yet. And Alex passes the turn back. He is getting up there in ink, now at 7 ink and to Mike's 5. So we got a couple turns before Be Prepared. Again, Mike taking the load, the ground strategy here, just trying to get a lot of lore very quickly before Alex gets to that 12 to 13 ink threshold. Mike choosing to ink an Enchanted Maui and then playing something for 5. There's another Dragonfire to deal with the Gaston, and this could really swing things back into Mike's direction here, going now up to 10 lore. I'm curious how many Dragonfires Mike is running. I also run 2 Dragonfires in my list, but most players have cut it down to 1. Let's see. Let me find his list here. Michael actually choosing to run 3 Dragonfires for his list, so really impressive. Alex drawing a ton of cards through Popsicle, but and also dealing with Mike's board with a Grab Your Sword, resetting and hopefully pausing the barrage of questers here. Mike going to choose to ink a Madam and Fox, and then plays a Merlin Crab, and marries that with a Sorcerer's Castle, not able to move the crab over, just has enough ink to play both. Looks like Alex has a Let It Go and a Homely World in hand. It's like he's sitting at 8 ink. Choosing to play yet another Gaston here. And he sees a Let It Go, Fishbone Quill, and Captain Hook Captain Hook could provide some much needed aggression to the board quickly, whereas Let It Go and Fishbone Quill are not really that needed. Alex choosing to take the Captain Hook, but will he choose to ink it or play it for some early aggression? Inking the Fishbone Quill, playing the Captain Hook, and looks like he's setting up for a whole new world the following turn. Really out of card draw options. Now up to 11 ink, I believe. Should be fine. Mike gaining a couple of lore from the Queen's Castle. And Mike has the third Dragonfire in his deck. That's all three Dragonfires. Gets rid of the Gaston, moves the Crab over, and really putting Alex in a tough spot to be able to deal with this castle this turn. Really, his only option being along came Zeus and a challenge with Captain Hook. Looks like I believe Alex has got a Tinkerbell here, deciding it's one or the other. Can't cast both unless he chooses to fish. Yeah, he can't cast both. He doesn't have anything else to Fishbone Quill, and chooses to play the Tinkerbell, the Enchanted Tinkerbell, and then challenge into the location with Captain Hook. Mike on looks like 2 cards in hand and 7 ink. Will draw, gain 2 lore, and also draw an additional card from the Queen's Castle. It looks like Alex is going to take a look at all of those Dragonfires in Mike's discard pile. Mike choosing to play a Merlin Rabbit here for additional card draw. Inking a snake and playing yet another castle for additional aggression here. This puts Alex in a pretty big bind. Sapphire still not having a ton of ways to deal with the castle, and without Rise of the Titans in his deck, it's going to be even harder. We'll probably see the whole new world come through here. Mike already at 15 lore, showing 6 on the board. Yeah, here we go. Inking the Smee, and now it's just thinking for a second if it makes more sense to sing with Tinkerbell. Choosing to hardcast it, knowing that he needs the 4 additional damage from Tinkerbell. It doesn't look like he's drawing any options here. He can get rid of both of Mike's characters through a Baboom on the rabbit, and then challenging the crab with Tinkerbell and dealing the additional damage to Merlin. That'll put Mike at 19, but still likely not enough to win Alex the game here. Choosing to ink the Captain Hook. Alex does have a Grabber's Swords, but it's not going to be enough here because otherwise, unless he wants to grab and fire the cannons, this rabbit, and then focus on the castles. That is one path. He would be able to get rid of all the questing on the board plus an additional castle, only putting Mike at 17 next turn. Alex really kind of weighing his options here. Choosing to Flaversham to draw additional cards. I'm not sure what he's actually looking for here. Priming a fire the cannons to the top of the hand. Looks like he might sing. Okay. Choosing to challenge in and then challenge the other castle. Gets rid of one. Gets rid of the crab and choosing looks like to leave the rabbit on the board. This will put Mike at 18 the following turn. I think I caught a glimpse of a Be Prepared in Mike's hand. That could likely seal the deal. However, Mike choosing to challenge in on the Captain Hook to get rid of the additional damage and then Maui into Tinkerbell. Choosing to play more characters to the board instead of doing the Be Prepared reset inks a Rafiki. And then choosing to play a snake, returning the rabbit back to the hand and drawing an additional card, setting Mike up really well for the future, moving a snake and the Maui over to the castle and passing the turn back. So Mike presenting lethal here against Alex. Alex quickly choosing to draw additional cards off of Flaversham, ignoring the possibility of Flaversham challenging into the Maui. Now we'll play the Develop Your Brain. I think Alex does have an answer through Grab Your Swords and a Boom that will put Mike at 19 for the turn. He does see a Tinkerbell there that will get rid of Maui and also put the snake at 2. Looks like that will be the approach, more than likely, is to play the Tinkerbell, then baboon the snake. He's definitely got the ink to do it, choosing to ink a Smee here. And there goes Maui. And yeah, here I think this will be the baboon out of the hand of Alex. Doesn't really have any other options unless he wants to cast and Grab Your Sword. Obviously not a good choice now that we're just down to one character. Alright, and Alex does indeed choose to do the baboom and plays the goat. Mike playing the goat immediately and taking game 2. Mike seems to have a clear path to winning the matchup if he can get on line with his aggression early on, and finishing the game off with those sorcerer's castles. So we will be going to yet another game 3 here on the feature table of the two undefeated 1-0 players. Alex and Mike definitely being two of the top players within this region. It's exciting to get to see a matchup of them early on. will be interesting to see if Mike can still get out the early aggression here against Alex, with Alex being on the play. And let's take a look here at what we have. We see a Smee, Mickey Mouse Detective, Flaversham, etc. Looks like, is this the throwaway hand for Alex? Looks like Alex choosing to throw away Gaston, Mickey Mouse, etc. Actually choosing to keep the Gaston. That's interesting, knowing that it will be turn 6 until he gets to play it. Getting kind of punished for it by drawing 2 additional Uninkables off of his mulligan of 3. So we'll see how this goes. If Alex does have a Fishborn Quill in hand, though, obviously he'll be able to manage through that. Players shuffling up one more time. Alright, and good luck to both of these players. I see a couple Smees. I do not see a Fishborn Quill in Alex's hand, so he chooses to ink a Smee early on and sees a Lucky Dime / Bell, choosing the Bell, obviously, needing the inkables. On Mike's side of things, we can see a Dragonfire chooses to ink Maleficent and play a Rafiki early on here. Alex definitely has the ability to handle some of this early aggression, but it's at the cost of inkable cards, which can present a lot of challenges here. Chooses to ink the Bell and play the Dragonfire on the Rafiki immediately. Ruby Amethyst needing that additional card to be able to bounce can kind of stunt their turn 2 and turn 3 plays, and it indeed causes Mike to ink a snake. Looks like he does have a Dragonfire and Pinocchio in play. Alice chooses just to ink the Captain Hook and hold the Smee, again prioritizing ink for the later turns. Mike chooses to ink the Maui's Fishhook and play the Maleficent, and the players are really off to the races here. We have a Let It Go, me, a couple of Gastons in Alex's hand. So a lot of unequals, and chooses to ink the Let It Go. He does have a Flowersham, but unfortunately no items to really draw off of. It looks like that last card is a Grab Your Sword. Looks like he's going to play the Smee now. Just hoping to hold back some of the early aggression from Mike. Mike going to get the free cast of Friends on the Other Side. Alex is using double sleeves. They are gray sleeves with the inside sleeves on the cards. He double sleeves his cards. Mike chooses to play a goat down for some early aggression. We see yet another ink of a Captain Hook here. And unfortunately, Alex seems to have stalled out slightly, playing a Flaversham with no items. Looks like next turn will be a Gaston, though. Thinking about questing, but thinking better of it and just passing the turn back over to Mike. Mike with really a wealth of options. We see multiple Dragonfires in his hand. Looks like maybe a fox potentially as well. I'm assuming Mike would prefer to quest with this goat and bounce it back with the fox, but choosing to ink the fox instead. And likely, oh, I thought a dragonfire was coming down, but we're going to go ahead and get the aggression wrapped up with a sorcerer's castle. And moving the goat there and choosing not to quest, really making Alex figure out a solution to this ready goat. This will quickly turn the game into Mike's favor if this is allowed to stand. And of course, we can see that Alex currently doesn't have any solutions to this, choosing to play the Gaston and hopefully find something. We see a hook, a grab your sword, and another Flaversham. Alex not being able to find any items has really kept him from being able to add much card advantage on his side of things. Looks like he's going to challenge into the castle and deal 4 here and pass the turn over to Mike. Yeah, this is starting to look like it's going into Mike's favor. Being able to draw those additional cards off of the castle can be really crippling. Choosing to trade out with Mistress Smee here and also Dragonfire the Gaston, just going to make sure that he prioritizes his current board and choosing to quest with the goat, putting him up to 4 lore now. Alex can definitely come back, but it's starting to tip into Mike's favor pretty heavily. Yeah, Alex still digging for answers with the Gaston. McDuck Manor not as great in this matchup against Ruby Amethyst, knowing that they hold several Malleys. Fishhook is also a great way to deal with locations. Inking and continues to dig with Developer Brain. Finding a Grab Your Swords and a Bell. Bell would be a great card to close out the game, but knowing that Mike has several cards at hand, probably not going to be quite the finisher that Alex is looking for. And it looks like Alex choosing to just challenge for 1 into the goat, doing the most projected Grab Your Swords play ever. But ensuring that he can get that 1 damage across that is going to be crucial to him casting Grab Your Swords the following turn. Mike going up 3 here, 2 from the castle and the goat, and drawing an additional card. It just continues to snowball into Mike's favor, with Alex not being able to deal with that card. The interesting choice on Alex's side last turn to play the Gaston instead of the Grab Your Swords that he already had in hand. It definitely doesn't advance his board state, but would have kept Mike off of some additional lore and cards. But now Mike being able to reset the goat and get an additional character on board. Again, Alex not really being able to find any lore here. Is able to Alex not being able to find a fishbone quill has really prevented him from being able to do much. Now choosing to hardcast and seeing an additional Grab Your Sword with Gaston, finally wiping Mike's board of everything and only keeping 1 card remaining in hand. Looks like Mike really easily can deal with this. Looks like multiple copies of Be Prepared in hand. choosing to, instead of casting the B prep, just will hard cast the Medusa. Um, Looks like every card in his hand is uninkable, so he doesn't actually have the ink to be able to cast B prep. Um, and now finding the Mally off the top, this might be the thing, and I think I'm not sure what happened there, but I think Alex may have conceded. Um, Mike having multiple removal steps, Alex just not being able to keep up. I'm not sure. Maybe time in the round may have occurred. Not entirely sure. Oh yeah. Okay, I just got confirmation that that was a draw. They hit time in the round and wasn't able to uh, get to the 20 lore before the end of the game. So that will indeed be a draw for Alex and Mike. Unfortunate for them. That does mean that we should have another round here coming up soon. But really back and forth matchup. That was pretty fortunate for Alex, knowing that Mike had several answers to anything that Alex would put on the board. Alex not being able to find any items for his card draw through Flaversham was pretty difficult and brutal to see, but he was able to keep Mike from being able to get to 20 before the end of rounds.